Hey everybody! Welcome to another episode of Entropia content. And today, I don't really have any plans yet. Looks like I don't have much action in the way of chat or any sales or anything to look at. Although yesterday I was playing the game and I did manage to collect more sweat, and I think I have enough sweat to restock my shop. Let me just check. Yeah, I got over a K sweat, so that brings my total to over 10K. So that's enough for me to restock my shop. When I restock with sweat, I always make sure it's a minimum of 10K stacks. Alright, so before I restock my shop, I think I'll do a little run around, see if I can find any oil. It's still pretty early in the morning. It's what, around 8:30? Yeah, 8:30 in the morning, so that's usually when I like to try to beat that axe guy there. I bet you any money he'll be standing there already. Right in that same spot he was yesterday. Hey, here's a babe. If I had to guess, that's probably a guy who created a female avatar. You never know though. Back in my days when I would do lots of sweating, a lot of times I would be with groups of women that are into sweating. And they would always like try on their different lingerie while we were sweating. So sweating isn't always boring. Now see, in this situation now I could have the mankini and join the party. But no. Mindark says that only women are allowed to wear underwear. Yeah, it looks like someone's either been here picking up the oil. Yeah, there's someone picking up oil. It's that chick in the bikini or underwear. Gotta run from her. She'll try to get me in a relationship. Now, for years when I was growing up, I always wanted to meet a hot chick and start a relationship. But now that dream has kind of gone out the window. I'd much rather just prefer to stay single. So hey, who knows, maybe that's when I'll start getting more chicks after me. Now I realize that everything that I have in life is pretty much ideal just the way it is. So if I don't change anything, I'll actually be better off. So that's what I was thinking. If I got involved in a relationship, chances are that's going to change a lot of things. And change necessarily ain't always the greatest. Alright, it looks like this oil rig is pretty much dry. I don't see one barrel here. I'll check my patented barrel hiding location. Sometimes the game will hide a barrel here for me. So if you check like right in behind this machine, sometimes they wedge a barrel in there. Oh, here's a barrel. Alright, just when I was going to say that this place had no oil, found one. Now I should make that my relationship goals. Find a woman that I can run around with in underwear picking up barrels of oil. That's my future. My dream future. Now as silly as it seems running around picking up these little barrels, just think of how many years we played Sonic and Mario and we were just running around picking up coins. Those coins were worthless. Couldn't get anything from them. If anything, sometimes you had to pay Nintendo to run around and pick up those coins. Now, here's Mr. Black Pants with the axe. It's like, not to make fun of him, but holy cow, man. It's like you could really make more by doing other things than running around picking up oil non-stop every day. And here I'm one to talk. I'm running around picking up oil every day, too. King of contradiction. And I was just thinking, like, maybe he's doing the same thing as me, mixing it up, so he's not just picking up oil, he's actually doing other stuff. And picking up oil is just part of his routine, it's not the whole routine. I know, that's why some people are funny, they're like, oh, what do you do, sit around talking on Facebook all day? It's like, obviously no, I do other things than that, and then that's just part of what I do. Okay, yesterday was pretty bad. Fucking overdid it on eating rice. Paid the price, had bad heartburn, almost couldn't breathe again. Today I have my practice round at the Foxwood course the tournament's going to be at. So I'm going to have to try to cut back on eating too much so I can fucking move. Now I'm thinking I'm really going to have to go get my stomach checked out again. Make sure I don't have another tumor that grew. After hearing that's the issue that my grandma's been having. It's what her parents both died of. It's an issue I've had in the past, so I really shouldn't just keep fucking ignoring it. Well, the only reason I'm not going for the cancer test now is that I just had it back in February, so they're going to probably be asking me like, why would you be here for the test again already? You just had it. But all those weird symptoms were making me think something was up. It's like normally a few bad washroom trips are within reason, but when it becomes like a week of it and you had to fast in order to stop bleeding, it's like, that's not a good sign. But thankfully, no sign of blood again. So I think maybe I'm in the clear. Don't want to jinx it. Now I figured once the whole world situation calms down a bit, so everything's not as crazy, I'm going to check in here for the UFO. I was thinking at one point I found a really cool UFO hidden somewhere, and I couldn't remember where. So I figured one day I would check around again, see if I could find it. The hell, there's a wolf in here? Alright, I know where that building is. Definitely not going to go that way because I'll have a whole bunch of fucking wolves chasing me. Alright, I'm getting lost. How the fuck do I get back? Alright, so it's not this building that has the UFO in it. Alright, did anyone hear the recent UFO stuff? It's like, I don't know, I used to be really into the UFO stuff when I was a kid. Then I started to get out of it, not believing in them as much anymore. Even though I have had quite a few cool UFO sightings, but none of them were ever explained, so can't really say if it was just like some atmospheric phenomenon or actual ships. Now I'll tell one of my favorite UFO sightings was me and my friend Frank were over watching TV the whole day, and then he had to leave, so he called his ride to pick him up, and we decided to go wait outside in front of the house for his ride to come. So as we're standing there talking, waiting for his ride to show up, we noticed, well, I noticed and pointed it out to him like, hey, there's something weird fucking dancing around in the sky. It looked like some object stuck on a string and like bouncing up and down on the string, like someone was dangling it. So I looked at it for a while, I'm like, man, what the fuck is that thing, right? And the only way I could describe what it looked like, and this description actually has a history of changing, but I'll tell you what I remember it now as, is it looked like, if you've heard of the Nuremberg UFO sightings, where it looked like a shield floating in the sky. Sort of like when you look up at the sun or the moon, you don't really see a globe or a basketball, you see like a sphere, right? Like a shield in the sky. Just because it's so far away and that's the shape it looks like from a distance. So yeah, that's what it looked like. It looked like about the size of the moon, like shape of the moon, a sphere, or the sun, like a perfectly round one. Except it was about maybe half the size of the sun or the moon. So a smaller sphere or shield in the sky. So we watched it for a while, and it was just dangling like all over the place in the sky. Like no actual floating around patterns. It was more like just bouncing all over the place. So we're like, holy fuck, is it like some sort of hologram being projected from the ground or something? And then we tried to like trace like how far away is this object and what would it be flying above. And then the direction that we were looking at, like where it was floating, it looked like it was hovering like that right over our hospital, like the city's major hospital. So I was thinking maybe that's something to do with like the end times, how like the UFOs are supposed to show up and take everyone away who's dying or whatever. Sort of like being saved. So I don't know, that was kind of weird. And then as we were still debating if it was like a real object or if it was like some sort of light shining from the ground bouncing off the clouds or something, then we got a little bit more of an indication that it actually was a physical object. Oh, fucking piece of shit. I tried to get in the object and what do you know? Fucking picks it up. God, I hate the fucking controls. But anyways, yeah, to prove that it was a solid object, all of a sudden, a fucking black helicopter comes flying out of nowhere and starts chasing it. And we're like, holy fuck, man. I guess this is a physical object if a helicopter's chasing it. And the weirdest thing is when this object flew away to evade the helicopter, it flew towards where we were. So we got like an even closer look at it. And then when it flew past us quickly, so did the black helicopter. And it came so low that you could like wave to the pilot and be like, hey man, but completely black and no markings, like no fucking letters or numbers, anything on the bottom. And like every vehicle that flies is supposed to have an identification number. So that was fucked that it flew away like that. And the other funny part was too, like within seconds after the helicopter and the thing were out of our eyes, like whoa, it's gone. And as soon as we finished turning our head, my younger brother came around the corner. He's like, what the fuck are you guys looking at? And then we're like, we just seen something that looked really weird and all this. Told him about the helicopter. Guess what he said? He's like, yeah, right, you guys are full of shit. He just walked away. I was like, holy shit, like, here we are, still in awe of fucking seeing this thing. And within seconds, we already had someone mocking us for not believing what we saw. And it was funny, too, because I tried the experiment that my buddy, or old a guy that I know that does radio shows in Hamilton about the paranormal, he found out a trick that he got from his police work that you can apply to paranormal stuff. And anyone who sees a UFO, you should try this trick. It's actually quite interesting. So anyways, the police realize this is when they speak to witnesses about a crime or something. What a witness tells the police they remember can often be different from what they actually saw. So it's like a lot of times police work will have a hard time because they'll ask witnesses to tell them what they saw. And even though the witness is trying to be honest and tell the truth, what they remember seeing and what they actually saw are almost 99% two different things. So the way that you can apply this trick to UFO sightings is when you see a UFO, before you have time to think about it, like to try to like hours and hours later, like right when it happens, write down what you saw, like the description, the shape or whatever. Looks like there's some people already picking kegs here. So yeah, write it down. And then once you've got the description written down, take it, seal it in an envelope that you can't open, like lick it, seal it, and put it away for like a month or like 2 weeks or something. Or even like 48 hours. It doesn't take long. And what happens is next time you go to reopen that envelope, like a month or two later, write down again what you thought you saw, like in the UFO encounter, and then open the envelope and compare the two descriptions. And you'll be surprised how like the description you wrote in the envelope will be completely different from what you thought you saw that you remembered seeing. And then the police foundation or whatever discovered why this is. And it's because when people sleep, it's like, you know how when you sleep, your brain is compacting memories and making them smaller so it can store them? So what happens is the brain works the same way as computer programs. When it has something it has to remember, instead of remembering every detail about it, what it'll do is find a memory that you had that was similar and then just map it as that. So it's like, say you saw a UFO, but you're really experienced with seeing low-flying helicopters. It's like when you go to sleep, your brain will change what you saw to something that you already did. Like it'll say, hey, you saw this low-flying helicopter, it wasn't a UFO. So that's some of the deals that you get, is like when witnesses are recording what they saw and then telling police like a week or two later. That's the problem, is when they went to sleep, if they saw anything that was strange or unusual, your brain will just map it as something that's normal. So that's one of the issues when we use our own memory to try to remember stuff. It's biased because the way our memory works is like a computer, and it's reprogramming itself without us even knowing. Yeah, so that's what happened, is like me and my buddy, we wrote down our experience about seeing the shield in the sky, and then we opened the envelopes later to see what the descriptions were. Or actually what it was is I wrote my description down and I wrote what his was at the time. And then I asked him like a week or two later, hey man, like what did we see that day? Can you tell me? And then I had the sheet of paper there. And I'm like, man, what you just told me is like the opposite of what you told me a week ago that you saw. And he's like, no, it isn't. I swear I remember it. And I'm like, well, I wrote it down and it's different, buddy. He's like, that can't be. I specifically remember seeing this. And it's like, well, when you told me and when I wrote it down last time, you were telling me it was a different shape, different color. All the movement patterns were different from what you're saying now. He's like, that can't be. Now, I know it's like, it's really frustrating. Whoa, that's a nice ship. Ah, Strider. I don't know, like some people like to use vehicles to go around picking up the items, but the only thing I worry about that is like, doesn't that run into your profit? Like shit, if I'm burning oil to go around picking these up. Yeah, so that UFO encounter was kind of neat, and I like to watch UFO shows. The one person that I liked the most for UFO content is Bob Lazar. I know people like to make fun of Bob Lazar. He's been ridiculed for decades. But as far as like geniuses go that have said they've seen UFOs, like he's definitely the smartest guy that I've ever heard claim that he saw one, or he even claimed he worked on them. And people mocked Bob Lazar because part of his evidence was he talked about the element that power sourced it, like gravity technology. Ooh. Okay, that tasted good going down, but on the exhale it was like fire. Ooh. Now basically the deal with it, here, I'll leave this person to pick up kegs. I don't want to just ruin their day by... Like, I even went and picked up a keg from under her. Here I was bitching about the guy doing that to me at the oil rig. See? King of contradiction. Holy fuck, I hate coughing. Now, normally if I'm coughing, it's really harsh. Because I had whooping cough for, I don't know, like a good month, and my throat almost fucking gave out because I didn't go get the infection treated. It was such a stupid thing. I was like smoking a lot at the time, got strep throat, and thought that it was throat cancer. because it was like so bad, I had lumps growing and all this. I'm like, oh fuck, I got cancer. Then it turned out when I went to see a specialist, it was because of the fucking back pain medication I was taking. It was causing bad reactions in my fucking stomach, which was making too much fucking acid. And the acid was bubbling up in the back of my throat to the point where it was causing irritation and causing all those lumps and bumps to grow. Oh yeah, and I had strep throat. So I was like, holy shit. When I went to the doctor, he took one look at me. He's like, I don't even need to do the swab for strep throat. He's like, this is the worst case of strep throat he's ever seen. He's like, how come you're not coughing like crazy? I'm like, well, I do feel like coughing, I just suppress it. He's like, suppress it? It's like, holy fuck, this is like severe whooping coughing. You're not even coughing. So yeah, I can suppress coughing pretty good. No, it was thankfully, like, my strep throat got so bad that I couldn't even swallow. I was starting to lose weight because I couldn't eat properly anymore. And then yeah, as soon as I took the antibiotics, the fucking lumps and swelling all cured up within like a day or two. Back to normal. I was like, holy fuck, weeks of agony for nothing. So that's why when you got some horrible health problems, try not to always assume the worst. At least go and get checked out to make sure it's not something like basic medication can cure. Not to be offering health advice or anything, just from my personal experiences. Alright, I promised that I wouldn't run around and pick up kegs too much more, so let's get out of here. Maybe I can find some nice minerals on the ground as I run out of here. Now my buddy Beamer, before he died, he used to like hunting these Motorhead security guards, and occasionally you can get globals from them. Yeah, they come in different classes. These gray ones are easier to kill, a little bit less aggression. These brown ones are harder to kill. Holy shit, I can take more than one hit now. They used to always kill me in one hit. Alright, this will get me back to the part where I can maybe a little bit less running around action for a sec. Now, if you ever want to remember the name of the sweating location on Rocktropia, if you're a Stargate fan, it might be easier. I call it SGS, and the show I used to watch was SG1. I think it was SG1. Now I'm trying to remember. Stargate, what was it? Yeah, Stargate SG1, pretty sure. Amanda Tapping? Man, she's smoking. I don't know. The one bad thing I noticed from watching too much Stargate is now I always find like the nerdy smart chicks the hottest. They're harder to find, not to make fun of, but normally, like, I guess to meet a lot of nerdy smart chicks, you probably have to be in university type environments. And since I don't usually hang out in those type of environments, that I don't run into many. Most of the women I meet are just into shopping, and that's about it. Not to be stereotypical, I guess I just don't meet many women. Now, I've been trying to get out and socializing more. Disc golf is probably one of the worst activities I could do to try to meet more women, because it's almost all guys. But who knows? There is one disc golfer that I've had a crush on for years. What's her name? Holly Finley. Man, she's smoking. She's like a supermodel that became a disc golfer. I was like, holy shit, that's a nice combination. Now, I even got her autograph. Got it on a poster. It's up on my wall. Now, I was thinking if I ever really had a goal in disc golf, it'd be good enough to play in a tournament with her. Not even to, like, obviously be in the same class, because we'd be women versus men don't occur in disc golf, I don't think. But no, like the actual same tournament, like women and men's divisions happening at the same event. fuck. See, this is the trick I use if you happen to be wanting to collect a hater to sweat it here. Obviously, if you shoot the mob to get rid of it so you only have one, it's going to heavily impact your profits to the point where you could sweat for days and you'll never actually profit. So what I do is I try to split them on this wall, hoping that the red one will stay on one side of the wall and that the other one will stay on the other. This trick doesn't always work. Oh, what the fuck? You gotta be shitting me. Oh yeah, I had no health. Almost forgot. Now, it's very rare that these mobs can kill me even when I have no health. So I was just a little surprised to see that. Like, I'm wearing the rings for extra health points and faster recharge, so really those guys should know anywhere near close to killing me. Alright, since I died, the aggression is no longer on him, so I'll let my health refill just a little. No, last night I fucking took some Tylenol to try to sleep better because I was having a bad headache and bad body aches. Fuck, man, did it ever work good. It's like I slept the whole night like a baby after I took it. Man, that was the first good night's sleep I've had in ages. I think I might try Tylenol a couple times this week at night so I can sleep better. I know it's not good to get hooked on Tylenol, but man, it fucking made a world of difference. Like, I was in a few days in a row of waking up just in agony, so I couldn't even work out. Completely drained of energy. No matter how much I ate or slept, it's like I was always tired. I was even starting to take multivitamins, trying to make sure that I'm not low in any fucking magnesium or something. I noticed that the last time I was having this, I think I was a little bit low in vitamin D, because I started taking those and all of a sudden I got energy again. Wasn't tired. I noticed the real problem too is normally when I quit vaping cannabis, I'll be able to stay awake for days. And that happened when I fucking stopped doing the cannabis the one time. But it sure didn't last long. And it's like I started getting that fucking tired sensation even without being on weed again. So it's like, fuck, that temporary fucking feeling wide awake again was only temporary. Went back to fucking feeling like I need naps all day. I noticed Vegetable Police, one of the other podcasters I watch, he changed the name of his show, but anyways, the Vegetable Police at the time, he was teaching people that he was getting into that same rhythm or pattern of requiring way too many naps throughout the day, like being tired all the time. And the way he cured it is like he was more active outside. He's like, he found that if he spent too much time indoors, that's when he started to need naps all the time. But as soon as he started to be outside and active doing stuff, he rarely got tired and wanted to sleep. So I was thinking that's probably what I gotta do, is try to be more active, and then hopefully that'll get me over my fucking sleeping too much. I don't know, some days it's weird, like I'll sleep 4 or 5 hours at night, and then I'll sleep another 4 or 5 hours during the day napping. It's like, man, that's like fucking 10 hours. I should only need 8. It's annoying. Even 8 is excessive. Some people will get by with 7 or 6 hours. I don't know, like sometimes when I used to go for naps, I'd be able to nap for like 2 hours, or not 2 hours, like 20 minutes, half hour, feel good again. Now it's like I go for a nap, it's like 2-3 hour naps. It's like, holy fuck, that's like a whole nother night's sleep. Or half of one. I tried looking into the history of sleep cycles, and I found out that people, like humans, we used to have a different sleep cycle. It was like, you know how like in the modern age we have all these jobs and we have to go to them at certain times and it doesn't give us time for naps? Well, they said in the old days when people were just like mainly farmers, like they didn't have a schedule, they just made their own schedule. Whenever they fucking wanted to work on their farm, they did. So what they used to do is they would have their own sleep cycles for that farming lifestyle, And what it was they had mid-sleeps. I didn't even know about it. So what would happen is like, people would go to sleep for a good portion of the night, like go to bed pretty early. I don't know, like probably as soon as the sun went down. So they went to sleep around 8 o'clock. And then they would sleep, what was it, a little over half the night, like say 5 hours or so. And then they would do the mid-sleep. So at some point during the night, they would wake up, stay awake for like an hour or two, until they got tired again, and then went back to bed. So they would actually sleep twice per night. I was thinking that's kind of weird, because sometimes I get stuck in that cycle where I'll be going to bed early, can't sleep in the middle of the night, wake up at like 2 or 3 in the morning, stay awake till 4 or 5, maybe even 6, and then go back to sleep, have a nap till 8. So I don't know, it's like for some reason I love the mid-sleep schedule. I don't know why, they said for like years and years, like of human society, we always did that mid-sleep. And then it was only when recent times, when we got new job cycles and stuff, that everyone switched to this 8 hours at once sleep cycle. So I don't know which is probably better, eh? To go with the old school natural way that people used to sleep, or try to sleep all at once. The only reason I think that it works better for me is because when I go to sleep, because of my back issues, I usually get sore after about 4 or 5 hours of trying to sleep. So once that body ache kicks in, it's like, holy fuck, I can't sleep anymore. So then what I have to do is wake up, go do stuff until my body stops aching from laying in that position for too long. And then all of a sudden I'll get tired again once I'm not aching. And then I can just go back to sleep for another 2-3 hours. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but when I try to sleep at night, I often get congested, like my nose will get plugged up. But when I try to take a nap during the day, it's all I can always breathe clear. So I don't know why it is at night I'm always getting congested. Which kind of sucks, because you want to sleep when you can breathe properly. Now, if you can't breathe properly when you're trying to sleep, you end up snoring too much, right? Like that sleep apnea snoring thing ran in my family genes pretty bad. Like my grandpa snored so loud that my grandma went deaf in the one ear. I'm not completely deaf, but like way less hearing. Alright, I'll finish sweating this mob, and then we'll do some more running around. Before we do that, let's get a quick message from the sponsor. Today's show was brought to you by Crack. Crack, it'll fuck you up. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for that excellent message, sponsor. Now, if anyone wants to be a real sponsor for the show, I don't know if I can swing it. I kind of love this sponsor. We'll see. How much money you park next to my house will probably... Well, let's forget it. Not the money. How much food you park next to my house will probably determine it. If you show up with a lot of pizza, chances are... Now, technically I shouldn't eat pizza because I gave myself a pizza allergy. I didn't even know pizza allergies were possible. I think I narrowed it down to the cause of it. Now what happened is when I moved out and I had my own apartment, it was a nice studio apartment, and it was a little bit on the cheaper side for a studio apartment. I think what was around $600 or $700 a month. But it was in a fucking ritzy building. Like, the building was called Park Place. Some of the other one-bedroom units in there were like around $2,000 a month, and that was at a time when the average rent was around $600 or $700. So it's like, holy shit, it was like luxury building. But anyways, because even though my rent was cheap, I was paying off a lot of debt at the time. Actually, I was paying off my Entropia debt, which I fucking maxed out my credit cards to buy CLDs. It's turned out to be a decent return, but fuck, if I would have bought Bitcoin at that time, I'd be a multi-millionaire. But anyways, yeah, so what I used to do in that apartment was I would just order pizza. Because I loved pizza when I was a kid. I was like, hey, now that I have my own place, I can just order pizza every fucking night. So I did for like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years. It was like a diet of only the food they fed me at work, which was they gave us like sometimes 2 meals a day. Depending how long your shift was. If you worked an 8-hour shift, you're only supposed to eat once. But if you're working like 14 or 16-hour shifts like I usually work, then they would allow me to eat twice. How nice. Now, if anyone's wondering, like I kind of binge work. Like when I started getting into podcasting, video game stuff, started with 1 show, did it every day for like a month, then added 2 shows, but doing that every day for, I don't know, 2 or it's coming up to the 3-month anniversary soon. I guess not 3-month anniversary for Entropia, but for the other game I was doing, still do. Yeah, so that binge type working, I usually apply to all of my jobs, especially if they allow you to do excessive overtime. I'll start breaking all the records for overtime. Like I think, what was the 1 week? I think I worked 180 hours? No, it was something ridiculous. Like I was doing 16-hour day shifts, 7 days a week for like months on end. And it got so bad that fucking the overtime pay they were giving me was gonna have to be ridiculous. So I don't know how, but I fucking managed to get talked into getting paid regular rate for my overtime. So man, that company must have fucking raked in a fortune off the savings that I gave them for overtime. So that's why you gotta be careful. If you're too nice to people, often they'll just take advantage of you. It kind of sucks, but it's true, right? Now, I don't know how many jobs. I've actually lost track of how many jobs. I just kept doing more and more for less and less, to the point where I like worked myself to like a nervous breakdown. Now, that's what happened at that other job when I was doing the 16-hour day shifts. I would just like live at work, and then when I would come home, I would just order pizza. And I'd be like, that pizza was the only other food I ate other than the work food. So I just kept eating pizza, did it for years, and eventually it got to the point where any slice of pizza I ate, didn't matter the brand, the style, the type of dough. It's like I tried swapping out everything to try to figure out what was causing it, but I developed a pizza allergy, where anytime I would eat some pizza, my body would have an allergic reaction to it. And people would be like, oh, what do you mean? Like you have to run to the washroom or something? I'd be like, well, obviously, that part of it. But then the other part was like the allergic reaction resulted in hangover symptoms. So it's like, you know, the next day when you drink too much booze and your whole body just aches and you're sore and you can't do anything because it feels like you have a hangover. Well, I started getting that from even 1 slice of pizza. Yeah, so it sucked. I got over my pizza allergy. Or my pizza addiction. I had to stop ordering it. Now occasionally I'll order pizza when someone else does and I'll have some. And usually I can have like a slice or 2 and then all of a sudden the allergy comes back. Now some people tried to help me narrow it down. They said if you eat too much pizza dough yeast, you can start to get that yeast culture building up in your stomach to the point where it'll give you a hangover. So that's the only thing I can think to explain, because anything else, like if I would just eat cheese, no hangover, eat bread, no hangover, eat meat, no hangover. But if I combined it all into a pizza, for some reason I would get the hangover. Yeah, and some of the hangovers were bad. Like at the time I was doing a job that had physical work where I actually had to pick up stuff and carry it around. And my fucking arms would be so sore I could barely move them. People would be like, what's wrong? Were you working out? It's like, no, fucking pizza allergy. It's like I broke down, ate pizza, now I'm fucked. No, what happened with that job with working the overtime, it got to the point where the entire building had come to rely on me to do everything because I was there all the time. So it was like, well, what I would do is I would show up at like, I think it was like 5:30 in the morning before anyone else was even awake. And I would open the building And I would go through the building and do like the whole building check, like the opening. And then there would have to be functions going on in that building. So what I would do is I would start like taking down all the furniture from the previous night's function. And then I would have to set up a new one. So I'd go from like a dinner to a wedding or some shit like that, or a stage. So that was my job, was to open the building, take down everything from the night before. Oh yeah, and clean everything from the night before. So it's like I had to do all the cleaning, opening the building, and then fucking, yeah, and then setting up everything for the furniture wise. And then it was funny too, it's like, a lot of the people that were helping me in that job, their job port would be done, they'd be like, they're done for the day. But then I would switch departments and like go to the next department. So then I would go to the department where I'm like not only the janitor for the entire building, but I'm also the greeter. So it's like I have to greet every single person as they come in, help them find everything in the building, give them tours, and then when I'm not doing that, clean the whole building. And then it got to the point too where I even started doing some of the bartending in the evening. So it's like after I opened everything, I would switch over to the next department and I'd be the bartender for the evening. And it was weird too, because sometimes people would see me in the different uniforms and they'd be like, weren't you working in a different department earlier today? And then sometimes people would be like, are you even going home? It's like, you're here in the morning, all day, and the evening. It's like, when are you not here? And I think some people start to realize, it's like, yeah, I was working 16-hour day shifts, 7 days a week. So it was like I was there all the time. So when I started to realize too that I was like not really using my apartment, because I'm like, shit, the only time I'm at my apartment is when I go home to sleep. It's like, other than that, I'd be at work the whole day. And I did that for almost 10 years. It's like, it's fucking crazy, right? No, when it got close to the 10-year mark, I started to require days off. I'm like, man, I need to go on a holiday, like just to get away from work for a couple days. Even like a week would be nice. So then I managed to arrange a full week off with my boss. And it took like almost a year to get that fucking week. We were asking all the time, putting in writing, they would say no. It's like, what it was is they can never hire enough people to cover all the jobs that I was doing. So they needed me there all the time because they had become reliant on me to do everything. But yeah, it's funny, at one point too, I was finishing up the bartending. And then I even stayed to do the takedown. So I'm like cleaning up, taking down the function. And it turned out to be this really fucking famous hockey celebrity was there. Or his dad. Can't say who it was. You probably know who it is. The most famous one of all. So anyways, I'm like, holy shit, I'm getting to meet my idol's dad and fucking got to carry his stuff to his car for him. And I was like, man, that made it all worthwhile. I was like, it seemed like my life was kind of being wasted, always being at work. But then when I got to do cool shit like that, it was worth it. But yeah, and then sometimes I'd be in charge of the snow removal too. So it's like, dear God, it's like, while I was fucking doing all that other stuff, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of snow, better switch uniforms, get out there and clean the snow. Yeah, and then how that all ended is when I took that week off, is when they started to threaten me that if I stayed for the whole week away from work and didn't come back when they called me because they needed me, that I wouldn't have a job waiting for me. No, and it was at that point when they were threatening to fire me, I was like, holy shit, I've taken this whole situation too far. I gotta get a new job. And that sounds like such a weird situation, but I almost do it with every job. If someone will give me the chance to do overtime, I'll just keep saying yes. To the point where I'm working like the whole day. Yeah. So I better be careful with the YouTubing thing. I'm thinking just 1 more hour a day show is the max I should add. I don't want to get to the point where I'm making like fucking 8 hours a day of YouTube content. I hope not. Now that's at one point I kind of realized, I'm like, shit, I usually do this problem to every job. Why don't I apply it to YouTube? Because like, man, if I get carried away and working too much on YouTube, it might actually pay out in the long run. Compared to other jobs, they'll just take advantage of you for working too much. It's kind of like I was thinking I would probably make a good farmer. Because if like I was on a farm and had the opportunity to work non-stop, well, maybe it would be bad because I probably would just work non-stop. But I was like, my farm would definitely get a lot of work done. The only thing I can think to explain it is the German genetics. They say that Germans sometimes have a higher ratio of being workaholics. I kind of noticed that too, like living in a German city, when I was going through a lot of different employees. Sometimes you come into workaholics and I was like, are you German? It's like you can tell right away. Hey, I think I even have that vehicle. Here I'm asking what it is. Idiot. Let's read the information about it. It's a Strider MK1. It's pretty cool. Now if anyone wants to donate some money for a cool crafting run, I do have some decent prints. I should show some of you guys. Like I know I've showed off a lot of my unlimited collection. Or limited. Excuse me. Trying to think, which one is it? Cyrene. And Cyrene's the blueprint's called Arc, right? Now I think I'm going to start a new planet somewhere else in Entropia. And when I release a blueprint book... Fuck, what did I click? Where did the blueprint book go? Fuck. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, that was just my roommate. Yeah, so to summarize the... Oh, there it is, the book. I think the moral of the story is that I realized instead of fighting my nature of being a workaholic, I should try to apply it better. So, instead of trying to change who I am, just use it to my advantage better. Sort of like with those... Well, yeah, what the guy was putting in the comments. Remember yesterday's Entropia video? How I was debating with people. Let's hear it is. Open. That's what I wanted. Now we were debating with people if our Earth is actually like an advanced Entropia game from the future. So what we're playing in real life, our reality, is like the most advanced role-playing game ever made. One that you can simulate dying and not even know, right? So yeah, here's some of the cool prints that I have from Cyrene, even though it says Arc. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll start a new planet, have it the paranormal planet, and I'll call the blueprint book the Rocktropia Blueprints book, even though it's a different planet. Sort of like how they made the Cyrene blueprints and named it Arc. I know it's Arc with a C instead of a K, but it's still fucking confusing. Most people are like, that's not confusing, you're just high as fuck. Anti-glare spray, blemish remover, bonding liquid. We'll get into the good ones. Where is it? Ferguson's Refined. Here it is. So, check this one out. This is one of the prints I have. It makes vehicles, and it requires that super adhesive. Oh yeah, this is how I found out about super adhesive. Because I started making it to make these prints. Yeah, so that's why. I should just keep it as super adhesive. But anyway, so once you get these parts and you make these lancers, this is an unlimited blueprint. So check how much it's sold for. Yeah, like when I loot this print, I can get over 200 ped for it. And I've looted it twice so far. And it's on those fucking runs I'm going to be showing everyone with 1,000 ped. So guys, if you want to see how to loot these, try to help my show out reaching the 1,000 ped. There's a few different ways you can do it. Grabbing the items from my shops. Hell, if you really wanted to go all out, you could buy the fucking, what is it, the Crafting Mania reward. I have that still for sale in my FOMA shop. Can't remember how much I priced it for. It's a really high amount, but I put it as a high amount so I could use the loot from that to unlock the Camp Crunk mission. So that's why I'm trying to sell it for a high amount, not just to cash out, you guys. At least I hope not. Unless I get addicted to something bad, then I probably will cash it out and use it for that. Just to be honest. Let's hope I don't get addicted to anything. Alright, Listerium Power Container. This is one, you can tell it's got a high quality rating. I've used it a few times, and I did get a Hall of Fame or a Global with it. So that's why I've been tempted to use it. I got the Global, I think it was on Arcadia. So yeah, that was interesting. Alright, but that's not the best one. Let's get to the best. Now a lot of these require sweat. Here's my favorite one. Huh, suspended life sentence. Anyways, here it is. You can tell this is the same as those spears that I have a lot of the limited prints for. Except this is the version that's fucking unlimited. So I have another unlimited vehicle print. Same thing, I got this when I was looting tricks from doing my fucking crafting run with 1,000 ped. You can see people have sold this one for pretty cheap, but I usually sell it for 100 ped at least. I don't let it go for less than that. Some people let it go for 50, but I don't know, it seems like a waste. So this is where I was hoping the Mankini print would happen. It would max out at around 100 copies. Then those 100 copies would maintain at least somewhat of a value. So if anyone wants to see some crazy crafting runs, if I start making these Spear MK3s, they're fucking a nice vehicle. Like I used to keep one of each because I made some, but I ended up reselling them all. I gave some to Beamer. It's a shame. They're sitting in his account. They're going to be deleted because, I don't know, Mindark's policy is okay for when your friends die in the game, but I just never ended up telling Beamer's family about his account because I didn't want to get him embarrassed. Like if they would find out how much he spent in the game, they would probably make fun of him. So we'll just let Mindark take all the items back. I don't know, like really what else could Mindark do? They can't just give the items out to people, could they? Just in case Beamer comes back from the dead and is like, hey, where's my account? Shouldn't say that. It's mean. Now who knows, maybe Heaven has an internet connection and Beamer's playing Never Die or Entropia in the future. Some other timeline we can't access. Try to hope that's what's happening. Alright, let's see. Where can I go for a little more action? Did I pick up... Yeah, I was over by the Wolves, Motorhead Stadium, the Noobs. Alright, let's do a lap around Camp Crunk and see if I can complete more of the AI mission. I like to mix it up with a bit of hunting. Alright, while that loads up, I'm just going to go to the fire scene for a second. Now I almost forgot. I gotta try to make sure that I get in one of these free Bitcoin spins every time I play the game. And why? Because check this out. I'm already at 9,792 Satoshi. So I'm getting really close to the 10,000 Satoshi mark. Alright, let's do a roll. Right, 9,800. It's pretty fucking sick. And if anyone else wants to get some free Bitcoin too, I highly recommend that lottery. It's the best one currently online. And they give you a free spin every hour. And if you use my referral link to do it, every time you get a free spin, it gives me a bonus ticket in the lottery too. So who knows, guys, maybe we can win it big, and I'll try to get the money into fucking Entropia. We'll get that Camp Crunk stall unlocked. We can do it together. The only major concern I have is that after I unlock the basement portion to the Camp Crunk booth, that... Fuck, man. Well, it's just my workout equipment keeps showing up in the fucking camera today. Now, once we unlock that, I'm not sure if I'll be able to afford to make the keys. Like, I've heard that the blueprints to make these keys fucking cost a fortune to use. So, might be a goal of making that fucking dungeon unlockable, and then I'll have to try to raise the money to make the keys. Now, my Entropia Partners thing to get extra money in the game is going a little slow right now because I've been spending a lot of my time making videos. But if anyone wants to help speed that up while I'm making the videos, just sign up to Entropia Partners, start watching the Hideout TV videos, collecting Entropia points that way, or listening to the radio. They have a radio station that pays you to listen to it in PED. And they have the videos from YouTube that you can watch on through Entropia Partners, and even one of my tutorial videos is on it. So you can get paid to watch my videos in PED. Yeah, so I'm going to keep doing that. Right now my account's getting close to 200. Well, yeah, that's what I wanted to show. Remember yesterday how I was complaining that my bonding liquid never arrived on auction? It's because I forgot. I wanted to do an episode showing people how to download it. Or not download it, ship it. So fuck, man, we're going to run a little bit over the hour mark. I'll try to go quick. Finishing quick is my specialty. If we're going to finish quick, I'm going to have to run right there. I don't have time to do the full lap. Sorry, guys. There could have been some AI here and I missed them. Alright, so what I'm planning to do is run over to the auction. I'm going to show you guys one of the tricks I use. Most people probably already know it, but just in case anyone doesn't, so they know a way to ship items from planet to planet. Because you'll notice when the crafting trick I'm about to show you guys for the 1000 PED, it requires materials from other planets. So instead of trying to get the loot on other planets and risking it through pirates, I had to find an alternative method to get the items to the planet that I need. So what I did in some cases is I would just look on the auction on other planets, buy it, and then when it asks if you want to ship it to the planet you're at, you pay 2 PED and it'll ship it through the auction for you. But then one problem I realized is what happens if the item on the planet isn't for sale on the auction. So this is what I would do. Is I would go to that planet, create the item I need or loot it, however, hunting or crafting. And in this case, what it was, where's Cyrene? Oh yeah, planet Cyrene. It's like, don't we kind of assume it's a planet? Unless it was like Moon Monria, that would make more sense. Anyway, so yeah. So what I did is I went to the planet, tried to sell it on the auction, and no one bought it. So this is a way you could do it if you wanted to ship it to yourself. Put it for sale on the auction on the planet that you need it from, and put too high of a price that no one will buy it. So that does cost a little bit in auction fees, but then when it doesn't sell, you go up to here, and you select 1, and now the item that you need from that planet is shippable. So now you can ship it to yourself. So I'll click here, click retrieve, and now for 2 PED, they'll ship it to the planet I need it at. So this trick is good if you want to do some crafting on a planet, you want to get materials to it, and you don't want to do the mothership way, or you don't want to risk pirates flying it yourself, so you can just ship it this way. And you can do express deliveries for extra fees, but I find even this regular delivery fee goes up if you're buying way more. So like say I want to buy 1000 TT of something, they might charge me like 20 PED to ship it. Alright, so that's what we'll do. We'll ship it and it'll arrive in 12 hours. So that's one of the tricks I like to use in Entropia, and how to ship stuff with with just paying 2 ped. Or yeah, you don't even have to pay to list it on the auction if you can just find the item you want to buy from another planet and do it that way. I'm sure everyone's done that before, but I figured I'd mention it just in case some people are new watching the videos and haven't seen how to do that. But yeah, one of my other favorite tricks too is sometimes oil sells for a decent price on other planets, like Cyrene or somewhere that's harder to get oil. Maybe Tulan if they don't know where the oil rig is. So anyways, what I would do is people are like, oh, how are you going to get that oil to the planet and resell it? So what I would do is I would buy oil really cheap on Calypso, and instead of trying to ship it through the auctions that way, I found one way you could smuggle it without the pirates stealing it. You just put it in your ship's gas tank. So it's like you could bring like 800 ped TT value oil in your ship. I'm pretty sure that works. Every time I tried it, it seemed to. So I don't think when a pirate shoots you down, can he loot the oil in your gas tank? I'm pretty sure not, right? I hope not, or else then I'd be losing a lot of ped. Yeah, so that's another one of the tricks for shipping. Like, your ship does have a storage bin that you can put stuff in, but pirates can loot that one. Pretty sure they just can't loot whatever's in your gas tank. Maybe there's another way too, where you could put your items in a storage box that can't be looted. I don't know if that's possible, if you can carry a storage box, like one of those suitcases or something. Because I don't know, can you loot suitcases? Probably not, right? Now, I guess you're not really supposed to look for too many ways to ship stuff for free, because maybe it's borderline exploits by putting oil in the gas tank. Hope not. Should just be a simple strategy, not really an exploit, right? Oh, see what I saw there? Almost ran past it. So even though I'm not getting any AI on this lap, at least I got a little bit of rocks, right? This level rocks. Oh yeah, so that's the other trick I'm going to do today. Instead of waiting for this animal oil to sell at my shop, could take months. So what I'm going to do is just put it for sale in the auction and hope I get at least one bid. If I put it for sale in the auction and no one bids on it, ooh, then I'll pay the auction fees and have to trade terminal it. But I'm pretty sure oil on this planet will probably sell okay. Don't want to jinx it, but maybe Dream of God or Soul will buy it. Ah, here's one AI, sick. See, just when you guys thought there'd be no action in this, check it out, I'm hunting. Some big time hunting here. Can't see what I looted. Looks like just shrapnel. I hope I'm not stealing AI from someone. I'll go over and make sure that no one's hunting them here. Yeah, so that's one thing about this trick. When you're doing the killing the AI, try not to piss people off by taking ones that they're trying to get. I try to limit it just to killing ones that people have abandoned. It's amazing how many times you find the AI abandoned here at Camp Crunk, and you can shop at my shop while you're on the way. See, I'm not doing this all to be nice. I'm not trying to come off as a saint or something. Now, usually that's main reason for me trying to release a lot of my secrets is I actually do want better stuff to come out of them in the long run. Like if I teach everyone about this new crafting trick for, it's not really that new. I know some people are already doing it, but it lets you get a lot of blueprints for vehicles cheaper. So yeah, it might actually push it to the point where we need the never die transport tokens, because we're gonna have the market just flooded with vehicles. And if we don't just start destroying these vehicles by using them all the time, it's just gonna crash the value. Oh, someone is hunting the zombies, so I won't kill any more AI. Sorry, guy. I was wondering, I'm like, I didn't see any AI, and then all of a sudden one appeared, so I'm like, shit, maybe someone's hunting. I'll say hi to him. I should apologize for killing the AI. Maybe there's a chance he's just hunting zombies that he's not even going for AI. I'll ask to make sure, because if they're not and they're just killing them, sure. Oh, that was nice. Oh, they're doing the zombie mission. Oh. Yeah, so that'd be neat if I could find a player to work together. Be like, hey, they're not even going for the Yeah, so it looks like she does need the AI, so I'll leave them. So I'll just say good luck. Now occasionally you'll come here and someone will just be doing the zombie killing. So then in that situation they don't need the AI, so it is fine to go around killing them. I guess technically it's fine either move, so I'll try not to get too much bad karma in the game. I reserve that for the first-person shooter games I play. That's when I shoot my teammates in the back. No, I'll never forget my one buddy was saying, he's like, man, you're so nice to everyone in real life. When you're playing a video game, it's like, you're ruthless. And I'm like, yeah, you can't be nice all the time. Now, one of my favorite ways to get, well, not favorite, one of the ways I would use to get points in Battlefield 2 Modern Combat is I would rig our vehicles up with explosives and then bring the vehicle and use it for taking over one of the enemy flag bases. And then, while everyone's in the vehicle just about to get the points for helping capture the flag, I would detonate the vehicle. So I wouldn't get any negatives, but they would all die, and then I would get all the extra points for being the only person at the flag capturing it. And then my teammates would be like, who the hell blew up the vehicle? I'd be like, I don't know. Must have been the enemy. But then my friends watching would be like, hey, I seen what you were doing. Alright, let's sell the oil. Now when you want to win, right? Winning is half the battle. Alright, so let's check out the price of market value on oil. So I'll try to get away with selling it for like, say, 104%, maybe 105. Let's check how much oil is selling for on Rocktropia right now. Alright, so we'll put animal. Like, animal oil? No, animal muscle oil. Fuck, someone just put some for 102. The previous lowest offer is 120, so I'm going to assume that 102 one will just sell. Let's crank it up to... Holy. Yeah, that's a little bit more reasonable. 104.99. That's a really high buyout, but maybe I could help make some head this way. And I'll put no buyout, so anyone who wants to buy it for cheap has the opportunity to. So let's see, how much is the item? Item value is 144, and I'm selling it for 152. So how much will that be? 8 ped profit approximately, something like that. That wouldn't be so bad. That's better than trade terminaling it. Let's give it a try. Now usually my hope is someone buys the first bid early because they're like, holy shit, that's a low first bid offer. And then they wait for like 4 or 5 days and they're like, shit, it's taking forever to get this. So then they just pay the buyout amount so they don't have to wait any longer. You'd be surprised how many times that strategy works. It can backfire though, because then someone will just buy the minimum bid and no one else outbids them. Or they're patient and they can just wait. So that's when the plan can backfire. Right, this one's really cheap, so let's see, animal eye oil. Animal eye oil doesn't have any for sale, so maybe I could put a little higher. Seems a bit ridiculous. I'll put 32. I don't know, hopefully it covers at least the auction fee and someone buys it. Alright, next thing I gotta do is put all the sweat that I had collected over the next few days and I'll put it for sale. So you guys can see how to put sweat for sale. Sorry the episode's running a little bit long today, but I got carried away sweating for too long. Forgot that I had so much to do. And you can see when you're a shopkeeper, owner, it gives you a lot of stuff you can do in the game other than just sweating. Some days I can spend days playing the game just putting my items for sale. I don't know, how much did the sweat sell for last time? I'm trying to remember. I think it was almost 1.5. Did I sell for 1.4? Something like that. See? Unless I stand closer, then it gives you the option. Uh-oh. Looks like 2 balls and next to something. I swear I didn't plan it like that. Get my mind out of the gutter. Alright, let's check my ped flow history. See what I was selling. Yeah, 1366. See what that puts it at. Yeah, that puts it at 1.4k. Alright, so that's not too bad. That's the price I wanted. Right, metal residue, what did I sell the last batch for? 105%? That's pushing it, so... Ooh, yeah, that's way too much. Alright, if anyone needs a little stack of metal residue to help the show out, you can pick up this one. Alright, so that's the updates I got for my shop today. I wish I could look at the camera. If anyone in the chat knows how to do that, if they could post like the instructions and how to change where my avatar is looking, so that when I go to do selfie pics for the game, I'm not always looking to the side. It's fucking annoying. One of the changes they did. What can you say, right? Alright, let's move this fucking tracked mission shit. Alright, let's go for a screenshot for that. Alright, I think I saved a few screenshots. Alright, thanks for watching the show today, everyone. Really appreciate everyone joining the Knowing Entropia Facebook page. I'll try to get some more new exciting content posted on that. And as soon as winter time's here, I should be able to play the game for more than an hour a day. And what else was there? I got all my different sponsors, the t-shirts. Finishing quick is my specialty at Society 6. If you want to start your own Society 6 store, I got the link to do that below as well. And if you want the discounts for shopping at the store, don't forget to sign up at Swagbucks. It's an online discount card. It gets you like 2 to 3% back on a lot of places like Walmart, Amazon, eBay, Alibaba, you name it. Cashbucks can get you cash back. And what else is there? The Hideout TV is one of the ways you can watch videos and get paid in PED, or watch the videos on Entropia Partners through their link and get paid for that in PED as well. And don't worry, Entropia Partners is all legit, just like the Bitcoin lottery. Found out it's been going for years, so it's one of the most legit places too. So don't miss out on collecting your free Bitcoin and helping me in the show at the same time. Right, and if you need the sex machine, we got Guy's version for that for sale in the links below. Ladies, if you need one, it doesn't have the updates for that yet, but if you need help in the meantime, you know who to call. There's another sex machine near Toronto. I'm just kidding, but anyways, let's see. Radio, you can get paid to listen to the radio through Entropia Partners. That's always a sick way to make extra PED in the game. And my Patreon link. If you don't want to do any of those extra work things and you don't need extra money and you can just give some through Patreon, I appreciate that too. You can join my patrons. Alright, so I think that's all the links that I wanted to share today. I know I'm forgetting a few of them because I have so many, but who knows? The most important thing is, oh yeah, let's see. If you happen to get Arcadian Hornets in your vaporizer and you get a hoot of that vapor and it tastes like shit, then give the show a dislike. But if that doesn't happen, if you can help with a like, that'd be really cool. If you can share it on Discord, that'd be awesome too. And just make sure, never purchase the products from my sponsor, because I swear, it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone. See you tomorrow. God willing. I'll put a link for a video that YouTube recommends and a subscribe button, just in case you haven't subscribed already. As soon as I hit 1,000 subs, there'll be something special coming. Maybe some actual live streams. Alright, see ya.